People are always enthusiastic in the early stages of the journey to success, but after long periods of hard work, many people give up because they find out that success is seriously tough to achieve. Take exercise as an example. Did you know people feel fatigue and want to give up isn't because of the muscles that can't keep them going on for longer during strenuous exercise. It's the brain that reduces the electrical stimulation of the working muscles. However, good news is you can delay this effect by slowly pushing your limits and expanding your safe zone, which in turn will ensure you won't give up on your goals too soon. Keep watching this video if you want to know how to gradually expose yourself to demanding situations and develop your mental toughness. One of the prime ways to toughen up is to expose yourself to cold, because exposure to cold leads to rapid and intense spikes in adrenaline. Taking cold showers or ice baths on a regular basis will lead to better coping with this stressful activity, which in turn will help you better deal with other challenging events. Swimming in cold water is even more effective despite the fact that many people couldn't think of a worse torture. If you can handle them, you can handle much more than you think. When you discover exactly when and how you are tempted to give in and what helps you handle discomfort, you will become more capable of dealing with postponed gratification. If taking a cold shower is too much of a challenge to you, you can also alternate between hot and cold water. 15 to 30 seconds of cold water and 15 to 30 seconds of hot water is a much more manageable way to benefit from cold exposure for people who don't cope with cold well. Another exercise to test your mental toughness is to go out underdressed for the weather. Obviously, you shouldn't do it when you're sick or when you're going to explore the wide outdoors. However, going for a walk once or twice without a jacket, with only a thin sweater on, can be a valuable experience for building mental toughness. Just be reasonable about it. I'm just talking about slight discomfort here, not putting yourself in a situation where you can get frostbite or hypothermia. Exercise is another scientifically proven way to become tougher. Whether it's running, weightlifting, swimming, or any other kind of physical activity, it helps you toughen up. To get even more benefits from physical activity, consider pushing your limits from time to time. Run a longer distance than usual, lift more weight, perform difficult exercises. Weightlifting is particularly healthy and beneficial as it both toughens you up and increases your strength. You can't help but feel more equipped to deal with problems in life when you shatter your personal records. Therefore, follow a workout plan religiously. Gym attendance or any other kind of fitness activity done on a regular basis is a useful indicator of how disciplined you are. Regular physical activity requires a dose of daily discipline. When you follow these habits daily, you will build a powerful source of discipline you will be able to use to achieve other goals in your life. The only requirement is to introduce some kind of a tracking system in your weekly schedule and stick to it. For instance, you will exercise on average an hour a day and do it no matter what. Neither weather, laziness, nor your friends coming over for a weekend will deter you from exercising. Good choices include weightlifting, sprinting, swimming, yoga, cycling, jogging, and tennis, etc. All of these sports support building a balanced, muscular, and healthy body. Getting these results is crucial in developing your discipline. Progress and reward will fuel your efforts to keep going despite setbacks, though ideally, most of your motivation should come from within regardless of the results. Intermittent fasting is one of the most beneficial simple habits to both improve your health and toughen you up. It is a pattern of eating in which you periodically fast for a specific number of hours. Benefits of fasting are well documented and there are various ways of fasting. Some people fast for 16 hours by skipping breakfast. Others stop eating at 6 p.m. one day and resume eating the next day at 6 p.m. People more experienced with fasting take longer breaks from eating, sometimes for up to a few days. The only disclaimer is that intermittent fasting is not for everyone. If you suffer from any health conditions, speak with your doctor first. Having said that, most healthy people should have no problem skipping an entire day of eating or just a meal or two. It's a beneficial thing for your health and your self-discipline. Hunger is an interesting feeling to handle. If you're used to eating every 3 or 4 hours, you will feel hungry every 3 or 4 hours. It doesn't matter whether you have eaten enough calories for the day or not. Your body signals follow your habits. And here's when willpower comes into play. At first, it's uncomfortable to feel hunger and not give in. You'll be tempted to grab something to eat, but instead you'll let this feeling pass and continue your fast. The goal is to teach yourself how to stay disciplined despite an uncomfortable feeling. Just like having a regular workout routine is uncomfortable at first and you feel tempted to get instant gratification, such as spend your day in front of the TV instead of going to the gym, so will fasting test your willpower. It takes a certain kind of discipline and toughness to go without food for longer periods of time, but with enough experience, hunger becomes a non-issue or at least less powerful than it used to be. Start small by skipping 1 or 2 meals. Try fasting once or twice and see how it makes you feel. Fasting may feel uncomfortable at first, but with increased practice, you'll notice you no longer feel hunger like you did before. Perhaps you can make it a part of your daily or weekly routine to change your relationship with food and learn how to control your urges better. If you love eating but can still go without food for 40 hours, few things will pose a challenge to your willpower. There are certain things and habits you need in your everyday life to feel comfortable. It can be carrying your smartphone everywhere you go, checking your email 10 times a day, drinking coffee first thing in the morning, or sleeping in your warm, comfortable bed. You can, for example, instead of sleeping in your own bed, sleep on the balcony of your apartment or wherever in your house as long as it's not your own bed for a few times. It's a simple, easy thing most people can do to experience brief discomfort and stop taking their comfortable bed for granted. You can also leave your smartphone at home for a few hours and observe how you feel without it. Stay with your anxiety and go past it. Nothing bad will happen, and you will only get tougher by getting rid of one of your necessities for a while. Besides, you can do a 24-hour text message or email fast. During these 24 hours, don't check your email or text messages at all. Don't do it if you're waiting for an important message or can't afford it because your job requires it. That's not the point of this exercise. You can try it when you're on vacation, but still check your text messages or email out of habit. Furthermore, you can try to live like a miser for a week or 2. Avoid every single unnecessary expense. Don't buy new food. Eat leftovers, canned food, and all of the bland foods you rarely eat that just sit there in your fridge or pantry. Don't buy any new clothes. Don't spend money on any kind of entertainment. Pretend you don't have any money to spend. You can take it further by learning how to live with less. Each time you want to make a purchase, ask yourself whether it's something you absolutely need. If not, chances are you will regret the purchase and add more clutter to your life without any benefits. If you're not absolutely sure a purchase will bring long-term value in your life, have the discipline to skip it. If you have a list of 10 tasks to do, it's easier to focus on the easiest ones that you will be able to cross off your list quickly. It does nothing to move you closer to your goals, yet you do it instead of the hard tasks. This is because it requires a lot of self-discipline to beat procrastination and get an uncomfortable task done first. Change your habits and do the most difficult things first. Oftentimes, you can do what appears as a difficult and time-consuming task much more quickly than you think. It's only your perception of its difficulty that makes it so hard to get disciplined about it and get to work now. The longer you hesitate, the weaker your resolve gets. When you've already taken the first step and things will only get easier, discomfort has a tendency to get overbearing the longer you let it simmer. If you're up to get the ball rolling and start working on the task, your reluctance will quickly melt away. Repeating the same process each time you don't feel like doing something will help you build a solid self-discipline boosting habit. Intermittent exposure to stressful situations or doing things that make you uncomfortable is yet another way to improve your mental toughness. There are endless ways to deliberately make yourself uncomfortable, such as talking with random strangers, doing exercises you hate, public speaking, extreme sports, facing your other fears, etc. That's pretty much it for today. Nobody lacks mental toughness when the circumstances are perfect. Your self-discipline is only tested during times of adversity. If you make it a regular habit to put yourself in tricky situations, you'll be better prepared to deal with them when they happen without your voluntary involvement. Hope you find this video valuable, useful, and actionable. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great day. See you next time.